Thank you very much, Holly. Thank you again for Odgers Berndsen for hosting this evening. Also, thank you to students, first year students from Westminster College who are waiting on us tonight. Thank you. My name's Ruston Toms and I'm chairman of the PM Trust. The idea of this evening is just to raise our profile and, as Holly said, a sort of relaunch and realignment of the charity. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit about the history of the PM Club, because some people, it's a little bit fuzzy as to what it used to be. So you can trace the charity's origins actually back to 1946, where it was simply an afternoon club, hence PM, which was based in the crypt of St Martin in the Fields, which, for those of you who don't know, is the church sort of northeast of Trafalgar Square. And it was a place for young men working in hotels and restaurants and clubs in London's West End to meet, socialise, and importantly, make friends, between their long shifts. The charity was then officially founded in 1949, and the Constitution stated, and I quote, "to promote the mental, physical and spiritual well-being of young men working in the hotel and catering industry," which I think was code for let's keep these ruffians off the streets in between their shifts. There was a short period when the PM Club moved to Eccleston Square in Victoria, and then from 1982, some of you of a certain age may remember it being in Earl's Court, and it could best be described as a sort of university halls of residence, and it was in two quite grand townhouses around the corner from each other in Barkston Gardens and Courtfield Gardens. By 1984, the Constitution was amended to include young women as well as young men. The boys lived in Barkston Gardens and the girls lived in Courtfield Gardens. But I think there might be times when that rule was flouted. The important thing is that the PM Club provided high quality, professionally managed and secure, and very importantly in the West End of London, affordable accommodation. And it was a home to approximately 120 young people working in all the top London hotels and restaurants. It ran a programme of social and sporting events where residents could socialise and make friends. And this sort of leads me into a quick story. And Sarah, who works with me, will remember I actually did Sarah's appraisal in a restaurant. That's what us caterers do one day. And this restaurant was owned by a well-known chef. He has 3 restaurants in London. And I popped to the toilet and I saw him downstairs. We bumped into each other and we hadn't seen each other since PM Club days. And he said, "Do you remember at the PM Club there was a gym in the basement, and one afternoon you came in and you said to me, there's a few of us going up Hyde Park this evening to play football, jumpers for goalposts, nothing serious." He said, "I was a commis chef, I was 18, moved down from Southport, actually at the Savoy Hotel, not enjoying it, missing home." And he said, "That changed my life." And that chef was Marcus Waring. So it just shows, the little things that you do can make a difference. And he said that, he may not have stuck it out at Savoy had he not, made friends. So the PM Club, launched many careers, as well as Marcus, Gary Rhodes, Jason Atherton, who was aware of this evening but is in New York working. The young people that stayed at the club came from all over the UK, some came from abroad, but there was a real sense of camaraderie, and they could share the sort of trials and tribulations of their sort of first phases of their career in hospitality. And then usually people stayed for a couple of years and then they moved on. So once they'd made friends, and then they could find somewhere to rent together. In the 1980s, the club was affiliated to the Hotel and Catering Benevolent Association, which is now Hospitality Action. However, in 2002, an unavoidable decision was made to sell the properties in Earl's Court, and unfortunately the club had to close. But following the closure of the club, some of the proceeds of the sale were used to launch the PM Trust, which is the charity that we're here about today. The original chairman was Douglas Oram, so there was myself, Brian Turner, and the late Robin Jones were the original founding trustees. So the closure of the PM Club was, in my view, a tragedy. I believe that the current group of trustees would resurrect something similar without hesitation, if of course the opportunity arose and we had the means to do so. So today the Trust is purely a grant making organisation, but the aims of the charity live on with the current group of trustees. So Tim Jones is here this evening as Chairman of CH&Co. Gary Hunter unfortunately has caught the lurgy and he's Deputy Principal of Westminster Kingsway College as another trustee. Of course Holly, who you've met. And still of course, and you have to admire his staying power, the indefatigable Brian Turner, who sends his apologies and would be here this evening, but he's at Cheltenham with a certain Mr. Williams from the Ritz, I think. Anyway, the PM Trust celebrates its 70th anniversary this year. We plan to mark the occasion later in the year with a dinner at Westminster Kingsway College, where we're hoping that Jason Atherton will come and lead a team of student chefs. So please, watch this space. I'd like to say that my fellow trustees and I are passionate about giving a leg up to young people who have chosen hospitality as their career of choice. A career in hospitality is a true meritocracy, and that's why I love it. If you stay focused and you work hard, you have the opportunity to progress and have a very rewarding career. So thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening and hand back to Holly.